Moore is best known for his work as Sam of the soul music duo Sam and Dave, where he was the higher tenor voice. Moore has performed in concerts, ranging from the Atlantic Records 40th anniversary party in 1988 to the New Orleans Jazz Festival and the SXSW Music Industry Conference in 2006. Moore has also performed in various venues ranging from the tribute for Elvis Presley in 1994 to the Grammy Awards 2006 tribute to Wilson Pickett and the Kennedy Center Honors in 2006 for Smokey Robinson. Moore has also partnered with other famous recording artists, including Conway Twitty, Bruce Springsteen, Don Henley, Elton John, Phil Collins, Lou Reed, Mariah Carey, Vince Gill, Marty Stewart, and others on various live and recorded performances. Sam Moore, the surviving half and higher voice of the 1960s duo Sam and Dave that was known for such definitive hits of the era as Soul Man and Hold On, I'm Coming, has died aged 89. Music critic Dave Marsh, a close friend of Moore and the editor and co-writer of Moore's book, wrote about Moore in 2002, calling Moore the greatest living soul singer. In 2006, Moore received a MOBO, Music of Black Origin, Lifetime Achievement Award in the UK. His death was confirmed by his publicist, Jeremy Westby, who said the cause was complications from an unspecified surgery. Dave Prater, Moore's partner in Sam and Dave, died in a car accident at age 50 in 1988. Sam Moore and Dave Prater were both experienced gospel music singers, having performed individually with groups the Sensational Hummingbirds and the Millionaires. They met in the King of Hearts Club in Miami in 1961, where they were discovered by regional producer Henry Stone, who signed them to Roulette Records. After modest success at Roulette, they were signed by Jerry Wexler to Atlantic Records in 1964, then being loaned out to Stax Records to produce, record and release their records. The duo's November 1965 single, You Don't Know Like I Know, started a series of 10 straight top 20 Billboard R&B hits that included Hold On, I'm Coming, 1966, You Got Me Hummin', 1966, When Something Is Wrong With My Baby, 1967, Soul Man, 1967, and I Thank You, 1968. Most of their hits were penned by Isaac Hayes and David Porter. In most of the recordings they were also backed by Hayes on piano with Booker T and the MGS and the Memphis Horns. The ending of their association with the Stax record label and their frequently volatile relationship contributed to their first breakup in 1970. Sam and Dave performed throughout most of the 1970s until 1981 and enjoyed a brief resurgence in popularity due to the Blues Brothers' 1979 recording of Soul Man. Their last performance together was on December 31, 1981, at the Old Waldorf in San Francisco. On April 9, 1988, Prater died in a car crash in Sycamore, Georgia. Moore began his solo career after breaking up with Prater in June 1970. He formed a new act called Sam's Soul Together 1970 Review, which featured singer Brenda Jo Harris and a 16-piece orchestra. Moore released 3 singles on Atlantic Records between 1970 and 1971. These singles, along with other recordings made during that period, were to be released on an album produced by King Curtis. However, in August 1971, King Curtis was murdered, and the album was shelved. Moore reunited with Prater in August 1971 and the two performed and recorded together over the next decade. Moore toured with other soul artists including Wilson Pickett in Europe in the spring of 1982. He married his wife Joyce McRae in Europe. She helped Moore overcome a lengthy battle with drug addiction during this period of time, which the couple later discussed in detail in Moore's book Sam and Dave, An Oral History, co-written with Dave Marsh and published in 1997. Moore not only went public with his addiction in 1983, but also became a strong anti-drug advocate and worked as a volunteer for anti-drug programs. McRae also became his business manager, and has worked together with Sam to advocate for artists' rights, royalties, and pension payments. Moore later claimed it was difficult for him to find steady performing work during much of the 1980s, because bookers wanted Sam and Dave and Moore wanted to be a solo artist. Additionally, Prater hired Sam Daniels in 1982 to perform the Sam part for the Sam and Dave act and thus, according to Moore, limited his opportunities to play as a solo artist. Moore pursued Prater legally to stop performing using his name, and was successful in getting an injunction against them performing in a few individual cities and counties. Moore formed an organization, Artists and Others Against Imposters, and testified before Congress on the topic in 1989. In 1984, Moore performed on the Don Henley album, Building the Perfect Beast, on a song called You're Not Drinking Enough. In 1986, Moore re-recorded Soul Man with Lou Reed for the film of the same name. The song reached number 30 on the UK singles chart. In April 1988, Moore joined the Elwood Blues Revue, which featured Dan Aykroyd and the Blues Brothers Band. Moore appeared with Junior Walker in the 1988 film Tapeheads, which featured Moore and Walker as the legendary soul duo the Swanky Modes. Sam appeared on Late Night with David Letterman with Junior Walker later that year and performed the song Ordinary Man from the film. Their pairing was notable, as it was one of the few instances where performers from the Motown and Stax camps performed or recorded together.